This is
Control,
militia.
right? Where is
This
that?
is militia, isn't it? There's the security doors. There should be a vent over there somewhere.
No, I see it.
Militia, that's a throwback right
No,
there.
yeah, right. Well, because at first, man, I wasn't really sure. I mean, have you been changing it each time we've come on camera? And I just haven't realized.
Well, this is the. I did it the entirety of the last summit, but it's just begun. It's just begun right now. This is the first
that's
one.
exciting.
Well, it was pool day very briefly earlier on today.
Nice. Well, train, here we are. The yard.
Where's the body? Oh, there it is. Oh, we've been spared.
Never far from the action. Neither are Dignitas. They are going fast as well, running towards B. One man here. Good luck, JKS. Not going to be a fun round for you as they pop on in heap with an entry and barely a bullet leaving the gun of JKS before he's gone from the round. Digger pushing in deep at the oil train as well with that smoke. That's
my God.
Beautiful shot for Harry. And, well, bad to worse for Cole right now. They are not even getting a kill, and that is not going to change. Dig, a flawless pistol to start.
That was a beautiful execution. Bouncing down the ramp. Must have been a perfect jump to land and just bounce out of the way. Because, again, it's like on Dust 2B, sometimes you see the first player bunny hopping in backwards just to take the crosshair away from his teammates, just to try and create some space. But then you see that Molotov flying towards connector immediately. I think one person got through it while the rest had to wait. And then Dignitas are pushing through the train yard before anything could be done by complexity. So that really was a perfect execution from them.
So already it's that good start for Dig, that momentum being carried forward onto this map. One that honestly, even you know, ignoring the results of what we just saw on Overpass, I think a lot of us looking into this series were thinking that Dig were going to take their map pick of trains. So it is worrisome, even without the context that we just witnessed a complete bashing on Overpass. A 3-on-3 retake here for Cole, as they are given a bit of a fighting chance to get back into it, thanks to Rush's scout. Oh, the scouts are doing work. Well, the scout, rather. Just one of them. Rush has put up 3. How much more is he going to have to do? Oh, no. Rush is somehow still going. Oh, Heaps let them go by. Now he knows there's another right round the corner. Rush is on for the ace with the scout. And they're on the bomb. They're sticking it. They're on the defuse. Heaps got to get them off now, or else he's going to miss his chance. And Rush will ace it with the scout to put the first round on the board for complexity. All right, a little bit more of that, and maybe Cole could be in with a chance yet.
I'm actually in CS Assault, not Militia. Too early for me. My brain's not working just yet, guys. So that was quite a round. That was quite a round. Rush, the only play with kills so far on complexity, and well, get all that was necessary. And now Dignitas find themselves in eco territory. A bomb plant would be fantastic for them. Plenty of footstep turd. We can see Yugi rotating to support JK. We'll focus on the upper area. Good cover for himself. Heap now. Gotta go. He's got to get a bomb plant here. 11 HP. If another grenade comes, he's done for. There we go. Just in time. The plant at the very least. Worst case scenario ticked off. Dig will be back with the weapons very quickly indeed.
Yeah, I actually really like the call there to full eco that they could have bought. You know, most teams would have, losing their first round so early, but yeah, take a quick lock round, run B, get the plant, and now you've got everything you need and more. How's luck with the AWP? All right, Rush, we're going to need a lot from him now. Expectations are raised. The bar is up here. Dig, you must be this tall to ride the train. Let's see where they go. Back to B for Harry, with more of a default this round as they split. JKS push close towards the inner bomb site, even pop dog control for config as well, so something to fall back on later. Rush getting legged by the AWP upon Ivy, and Freiburg jumping and spotting config.
Creeping in. Minimal warning. Config's in that common position when you see an aggressive play from CTs in main. Generally don't go beyond here unless you're going for a full flank. Freiburg will quietly slink away for the time being. Third man joining the Ivy party. While Freiburg holds the off angle. See what he chooses to do. Still have Harry upper B. No grenades at this point though to offer any kind of well, I think he put a lurk smoke up top. So he'll keep two players entertained while the dry swing comes in from Ivy. Dignitas very aware that things could be compromised and eventually Config's going to have to look away. Freiburg won't check the angle though, so Config can hold some map control as it's retake territory for Complexity.
Just headshot after headshot. No survivors taken. Great cover from Harry as well, coming out of the pop side, killing Config, not allowing him to escape after getting one. And with a double entry from Heap, is forced to save. Cole holding on to their guns and their pride. But not much else in this round. 2-2. If JKS wants to fight, he can, because he can hear players running around in T-spawn. They're actually not going to fight the stairs anyway, so guns kept for Cole. But really, buying around this is going to be difficult. We got Config with a bit more money, but players like Rush, about $3,000. Might just be worth doing anyway, considering you're on the CT side.
Oh, that HE could have done more. On this occasion, they won't. Second HE flies through, but all of 8 damage. Or it's creeping towards Sandwich. Footsteps will be heard with that E-box smoke up as well. And Config's a little further away from it, so he'll see Freiburg first. Very important kill. Forrest looking for 2 now. Drops Rush by the IV position, spots Config's shadow, but can't get the kill. Meanwhile, Hulzek's here to swing, and we've got big problems with Complexity on this A bomb site. Now JKS coming in from Connector, forced back by the Molotov. Tried to buy some time for himself with the incendiary. Time to rotate perhaps as he makes his way towards Old Bomb. 1 versus 3 for JKS. Bomb not planted just yet. You see Dignitas have control of IV, so the default plant can come in. There's a smoke up for IV, and we had heat by hell. Oh, Hulzek. We'll give JKS the extra second or 2. Looks like this one might be over. Big fight on the A side, around the smokes. Forrest got some good real estate early. Back and forth they went, but Dignitas came out on top for that one. And that puts the money in a difficult situation for Complexity once again.
Plus, you know, for guys like Freiburg here, this must feel lovely, right? Because even though he isn't doing a lot in terms of the kills, every decision that's being made, every little set piece that gets thrown in, has really gone down pretty flawlessly, right? That round there, cool is Forrest try and get some real estate out through main, while they then split in from Ivy, and Forrest gets 2. The trades are found thanks to Halzerk back at main there to kind of back him up from afar, and everything must just feel so smooth and kind of easy right now. You know, they're back in the lead again. There was the save there for JKS at the very, very least, so he's gotten away with his gun. But is that going to matter in the grand scheme of things? Like, we know the CT side money is just so punishing, so, you know, you're not buying here if you're Cole. You're just having to eco around this saved gun. And that's pretty rough. This is going to give Dignitas an even wider berth in this one as they start to take the lead. A real chance to build back into it unless JKS goes huge. And for that, you know, I'm even curious as to where they put him, because we know he plays over towards that B site in the anchor role. I wonder if they do put the rifle there, or if they're going to send him outside and maybe do something with a pistol player over towards B.
Value of putting him in B here is, of course, he can save if it's not that bomb site. he will be going, but has a bit of a backup this time, a bodyguard or two, pushing up the ramp with the rifle second, almost dies to Harry, but good cover, and actually hits a shot as well. He chases and finishes the job. Now, they don't know about the third man. Oh dear, Yugi peeking out, and he catches a player switching. Freiburg throwing nades, and he's dead in the water. Yugi can't get the gun because the molly's trapped him. He's been double mollied. Great way to deal with him there for Dig. And he's dead. Config is in the site. They have no idea. Hauser running in, dinked by the USP, hits the quick shot, and Blame on the flank with a USP.
I think the worst is over here for Dignitas. For us to clean up the rest. A little spicy, a little hairy, but no harm done. Dignitas go 4-2. The rifles are back out for complexity in round number 7. Underwhelming CT side so far. See space being created there by the ecoing player for JKS, but not quite working out. There are double and triple nade setups for a T side if they're expecting a ramp rush from the CTs. Not so common as they used to be though. It's a very deep incendiary into main. Maybe they'll go for an early taker complexity. They have got Blame F very close indeed. They'll just walk in, no pop flash, but again, the incendiary is telling enough, so Dignitas should assume that it has been fully compromised. Not for the first time either.
Oh, that's going to draw him in. Forrest running with his knife out. He hears the steps. He knows there's a second man. Oh, make your mind up. And he goes for the right choice, keeping the gun right in his hands. Finding a Blame aggressed. Config still pushed up, right? Looking to trade things out, finish the job. Lots of low players for Dig. Surrounding the A site and players coming out of the pop dog now. They will be committing. Config up close with one. Doubling. Bomb dropped as well. Lovely hold for Config. Can they deal with him as he backs up with cover from Rush? Config another. And that is a sweep of a round for complexity. About time. The guns get it done. And they're up to 3.
Well, meat and potatoes back. Everybody firing on all cylinders for this one. Yugi denied his position. Will he go back for another peek though? JKS is on the low ground. He'll be quick, and he is. Doesn't quite make the connection he was looking for. Forrest will continue to creep. Probably got the sound cues of Yugi falling back, and that might encourage them to make a play into this bomb site. I think we might have a connector smoke lined up from above. The entire team is here, and indeed, Yugi's rotated out of the bomb site, although he is by connector. Might come back quick enough to eat that flashbang, but here goes Dignitas straight into the B bomb site, and there it is. All position has been taken, and that's got to be an instant save from complexity, surely.
Yeah, I think right there more than ever, you see that kind of stand-in effect, right? Like both players in that situation were actually holding ramp. They weren't focused on upper at all. And so when Dig pushed the smoke, they get a lot of real estate, and they have 2 players that aren't looking at them at all. So those are just free kills at that point in time. And those aren't mistakes, you know, you can afford to be making at this point. Dignitas are going to go on to 5, and as you say, the moment those 2 kills come in, that is just a save. The round written off for complexity. Yugi was over towards connector with the AWP, and it almost looked like, you know, JKS was expecting him to be holding upper because he was completely open to the upper angle, homed in on ramp, and just no one watching it, no one holding for it, makes that a very easy round for Dignitas.
Seeing some nice variety from Dig in this T side at least, right? So already good signs. We know that T side was pretty brutal the other day, and that has not changed. Cole with the AWP now Halzuk v Yugi. Harry's dropping B quickly as well. It's still more of a default for Dig. They are leaning B out of spawn. Config back in the pop dog here as well. Heap, does he want to give it a go?
Yugi hopping back to B. We're going to go in dry here. Looks like it. JKS eats all of that flashbang. I think his shoulder may have been seen here. I'm pretty sure it has been. Harry with the crouch peek. And Yugi has got a lot of work to do now as well. Harry creeping up, and again, the aggression from the T's, not just staying by default, but pushing through to the train yard really makes it hard for Complexity to retake. You can see two of them in CT spawn and Flameth in connector. There's a flank from Hulzerg, which doesn't quite get as much as he wanted. 3-on-3 now, and perhaps there's some encouragement for Complexity. They've all got the fuse kits, but they still need to push through this bomb site. There is a little time with which to do it. Forest creeping around Oil now. Will he be checked for? Will he eventually get a flank? A bit awkward for all concerned here. The tap and the spray will eventually get there. 1v1 now, and I don't think Rush has got time to do this. He may die to the bomb as well. Got to run for his life. It will be the round for Dignitas regardless, and Rush tries to pick up a weapon towards the end there. I don't think he was ever going to make it far enough away. Look at all those X's on that B bomb site. Gone now, of course, but it was a war of attrition, and it went the way of Dignitas once again.
Yeah, very close. The ladder of Oil Train almost soaks up Forest bullets on that spray. It could have been the round for Rush on the defuse, but Forest winning that fight means Rush has to get off the bomb. And Dig, they just keep doing it. They keep building. 6-3. A broken buy for Cole. They're putting everything into this one. It's a big risk. 2 Deagles and a Scout, far from a perfect investment. Rush, though, on the Scout, we've already seen some mastery from him in this map already. Lane pushed into main again. The aggressive work for Cole has been nice, right? Like, they've been profiting off of main pushes and pop play. But fully sending can sometimes be your undoing on train, as Forrest is patiently waiting for this move. He spots it and gets out alive. 3 on Ivy for Dig.
Been a very common take for Complexity. A main, we can see the baiting there with the Deagle with the rifle waiting behind. And again, Dignitas safety in numbers, bunching up once more. As they don't have the angle Complexity unless Rush. Oh god, he's got to get a lot of information here with the Scout. May have to die on his sword here, and he gets 2 out of it, and he's still alive actually. It's a pop flash play. It doesn't land in time though. That's a left and right click release. Doesn't connect with anything. Just sails through the air. Can make steps of it as well. Make it a running pop flash. Can be very dangerous, but with the Scout only so much so.
And Rush is the Scout King, though. He's done a lot with that weapon in this game so far, and it's left the numbers dwindling now for Dignitas. Halzerg trying to get out through Ivy, does have his teammate as well wrapping around towards Old Bomb, and Forrest going to tap Yugi out of the round. Bye-bye, as now Halzerg starts to plug in the numbers on this bomb. It's a 2v2, thanks to Forrest on that wrap round. Bombs planted for Dignitas as well. These aren't like the ideal post plants. Forrest is in a good spot. Halzerg's a bit on an island inside of the site. But even if he goes 1-for-1, it's going to set Forrest up really, really well, especially when there's no utility here outside of that one flashbang that goes in now. You don't have a smoke for the bomb, so you need these kills. And Halzerg doesn't get that 1-for-1 that was needed. Now it does fall to Forrest in a bit of a rough spot in the 1v2. They're both aimed in on this position, but they've got to get on that bomb. Forrest, one shot. He's got to land it. They get off the bomb. There's no time now. They just got off randomly. He didn't even peek yet. Was it already too late?
There was no time with no kit, I guess, yeah.
They tapped it the first time, he doesn't peek, they stick it, and then they're like 3 seconds in, they realize, I don't think we even have this, there's no kit available, he's not giving us the fight. Yeah, that was well played by Forrest. All he has to do is take his hands off the keyboard and he wins the round, and that is literally it. Dignitas up to 7, and Cole, it's a nice try, but unfortunately too late, right? The 2v2, they're creeping, they're crawling, they're waiting for a fight that isn't really coming, and a bit of patience, well, it pays off for Dig. More Deagles, more investment, but still off the back of these saved guns.
Yeah, Yeah, this has been an arduous task for Complexity. And again, despite their forward plays in main, they don't have much to show for it, which is a credit to Dignitas, who've been very patient and really haven't given them what they've been looking for. 2 kills for Forest as Dignitas make their way into B once again. Been a very popular bomb site for them. A very successful one as well.
CT Rap is good here, right? BlameF following the USP. Trying to trade his teammate and rush. Harry's pushed up, and the smoke is actually a real problem in trying to fight upper as well. It gives a lot more room to move for Forest. Harry's just sat back and waiting as well. He's not even overplaying his hand here. He could hunt, and he'd probably be able to kill them now. It's getting even better. They're walking past him, but Yugi with a great dig shot. Continuing from overpass, but traded. Bomb ticking away. Blame gone. Nice shot from Rush, but it's all about damage at this point, and he can't get any more. 8 rounds to dig. The orb can be saved, and, well, the round was as well. Another buy for Cole. It's about time.
Yugi should just play D only.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. He gets so many D kills, but then, you know, when he's got the orb, it feels like you're barely getting to see him. Rush is actually donning the second orb right now for Cole. I think that's more than fair enough. His scout work has been impeccable. Oh, but with the orb, he doesn't even get a chance. They explode into that A-bomb site. The round's done again. It's like when they went B and they got both those kills, but this time they go to the more stacked of the two, and it's just out of spawn, running out of main. That is raw confidence from Dig, and that's scary, right? They just ran at you. There wasn't even really utility to help with the push outside of a couple of flashbangs that fall over. You know, kind of like a standard main rush there. And that's scary, man. That's just screaming that they know they're winning these gunfights straight up. They're not even doing anything that's like mega tactical anymore.
What can they do, Complexity? They haven't been shy of aggression. It's not like they've been playing too passive. They've taken team map control again and again where they can. But still, Dignitas turning it around. Not really falling into the traps that have been set. Straightforward ones in that main position. Pros will be no stranger to them. Running out of rounds now. Not wanting a repeat of the of that first game in terms of score, at least. You can see the frustration, slight disappointments maybe on their faces. Forest looking really crisp as per usual. Look at the calmness. The one shot, slight correction, and a blast in the face.
I just realized, I think Cole is sponsored by GameStop. I'm pretty sure I just saw the logo on their shirts.
Yep.
They've too been over on Wall Street bets.
Welcome to game one.
GME
Definitely made that reference already.
Did you, oh, about Cole. I heard the reference. I didn't realize they were actually sponsored. I just.
That was it just happened to be on the jersey.
Yeah. Missed that.
The sticker fell off the ceiling.
They're all just big fans of GameStop. Not any monetary gain from it either. They just love the business. Big fans.
Massive fans.
Yeah.
Got some stickers off eBay.
BlameF going in with like his collection of old Xbox games, trade them in, £13.50 right there.
Harry's actually sponsored by Blockbuster as well.
Yeah, VHS man making a comeback in 2021.
Oh no!
Unlucky quick switch from JKS.
BlameF, what can he do though? What can he do with the orb? Oh, he's got the little turnaround, little swivel, little 180, bit of finesse on it. Oh, and another one for BlameF. That B site belongs to him.
It's a desk punching moment for JKS. I feel like it's the cue of reassurance, just to make sure you know what's coming out. If you need to press Q later on, will it be the knife? Will it be the pistol? But that timing, absolutely brutal. Keep offers a smoke towards Ivy. Try and suggest something, and Forest will be the can opener. BlameF was alone on the B bomb site. Now there's chance for some post-plant positions. There'll be a meaty grenade. An even meteor headshot from Yugi.
Nice.
Finally, Complexity win around on this B bomb site.
Yeah, a lot of that is Blame F as well, right? Having a second man inside a B for a change out of spawn. JKS definitely could have won the round, like straight up there. They contact walk ramp. He had a lot of warning, but obviously timed by the quick switch. And luckily, Blame is able to put a 3-piece together on the site. Sets Yugi up for 2 kills in the retake, and we finally see the Apache come in with some impact as well for Cole. So that's a good recovery. It's a nice 4th round. It's still a dire half, don't get me wrong, but they can maybe put a bow on it. They can find 6, win a pistol, next thing you know, you're back in control.
Still a chance for recovery. Again, Yugi will be denied up top. Has a quick look though, sees that there's nothing there. So perhaps JKS will offer a rotation towards that A bomb site. Maybe made more urgent now. Again, Yugi waited for that molly and managed to land a shot onto Harry. A lot of presence towards Ivy for Dignitas. Maybe their only presence now as Forest is lost around main. Finally venturing early, but Complexity was still ready for it. But there's still a chance now. 3-on-3. Dig looking towards main, and Blame F is there. No one else is though. Big pop flash. Yugi completely blind. Can't escape it. Scoped in. Gets even harder now. JKS trying to rotate back towards the B bomb site. It's got some sound cues. He's going to need a multi-frag.
He's trying to get real grimy with it as well, just waiting. But look, Dignitas are waiting as well. They're playing it patient. They're wrapping all the way around the back through CT. JKS is on the angle. There's the first. He said he needed more than one, and he's only going to manage that. So now it is Blame F once again to have to deliver in this B site. But he did this in the last round. He saved Complexity. Now it's all on him. Now all the pressure's on Blame F, and he does get the wrap. They don't know that he's here, but he keeps missing these timings. They're just eluding him. Oh, he knows where both players are now. In with a chance. However, every possible timing he has missed. He's trying to close the gap, trying to get close to Freiburg, and he will remove him from the round. Now the pressure's on. He knows that Halzerk was down towards CT. I'm playing out in the open. Halzerk's looking for the fight and just runs him down with the AWP. Dignitas up onto 10, double digits locked in, and Blame F a nice try in the 1v2. If he just hit one of those timings a little sooner, right, it could have been a very different round. It's annoying. It felt like every single time he saw a player, it was as they were escaping to safety. Just dodging him without even realizing they were dodging him.
Yeah, huge round for Halzerk as well, right? 4 kills. That molly was a real problem. That could have been the round win for Blame, but Halzerk just confidently pushes through it, takes the fight straight to him. 10 rounds for Dig. Damn. Double AWP is still here for Cole. Ooh, Team Flash. Or at least hitting Forest, but it won't be a problem. Molly at deep B, and they go back to these B plays, because why wouldn't you? It's just been their bread and butter. It's been working round after round, even with occasionally a double hold. Config in the pop dog can quick flank in this one as well if he finds a good timing. JKS, don't QQ, buddy. Stop. You're not allowed. Not again. Yugi does have the cover, though, this time. Upper is open. They're just hoping no one drops it off the spools. Forest is looking to do that. Triple B hold for Cole. Right place, right time.
Oh, it's only the delay from Yugi. JKS, though, might have just made this doable after all with that double, and Yugi's putting on a bit of a show with the AWP. 5-10 to round out the half. Complexity, they managed to put up something over on this CT side. Now they move into this second half of play where they've got to try and make this comeback happen if they want to get us to nuke. Can they do it, though? That's the big question. You're going to have to join us in a minute to find out.
Second half begins. Dignitas start the CT side on 10 rounds. Imagine if they win this pistol as well. That would be very, very crushing. Freiburg was cruising in that first half. His teammates doing the heavy lifting there. Perhaps he will have more to say in this second one. Life was hard for Complexity on CT side. Moving into T there. 5-man on road into the B-bomb site. You can see the first player jumping, but Harry still lands a headshot. 2, in fact. That really limits what Complexity will be able to do post-plant, moving forward through the bomb train, but the remainder still will. JKS at the back, and Blame F and Config go deep. That's your first word in the half?
Yeah, Right, Config's in this smoke. Ooh, only one. Blame's gone as well. Suddenly it's all on to JKS. They're on the bomb. They're sticking it. They've got the kit as well. He's got to try and get this, and it's not planted for him. That's a bit of a disaster, right? He would have had to wide swing, and in the 1v2 there, that's just not what you want to be doing. It felt like that whole round was hinging on Config over towards Connector with where that bomb is planted. Him and Blame being the two aggressive players.
Yeah, look at the speed of the trades, right? The second anyone gets a kill in that post plant for Cole, immediately Dig trade it. Like, no one got away with more than one. Digger up anyway, 4-3 in the retake, and yeah, the bomb not planted for JKS. That's the icing on the cake. That's a cherry on top. 11-5, and a force off the bomb plant. I actually like that call for Cole. They got 3 AKs.
Yugi playing anti-flash in case there is a play from Dignitas through the smoke. Nice attention to detail. Facing the wall, I used to do that in school a lot. Blame has turned to be patient around main, as it has been compromised by Dignitas. Keep up close to main, get popped by a rush. We've got Freiberg here as well. Both of them doing the dance, the jiggle for information. Freiberg may have just seen something a bit further away from the wall there. That's a big real estate loss now, as we've got 2 complexity players sliding through Ivy. But they'll get something from it. Now they can pinch the A bomb site from 2 directions. Freiberg trying to hold on, almost dropping the bomb plant, but maybe Harry can clean up on that one. He's alone now and makes some space for himself with the smoke. Yugi and JKS were moving together. Now JKS runs a line by Connector as Yugi moves to the high ground. 38 seconds to find Harry, who could have rotated towards B, but JKS will spot him. Little gap between E-Box and the smoke, and Complexity have a much needed win on their force buy.
Another scout ace, perhaps? Maybe? Oh, the Eagle steals it. Blame deep in the sight. Only trying to draw attention. No one was behind him, no one was playing with him, and with no kills from it, it's a bit of a problem. Can Dig continue on? Can they capitalize as Config eats a scout shot as well? He is low. Cole move up Ivy. Smoke is down on the left side. They can fight into the site, but there's 2 players with their eyes on this position. All about finding that perfect split timing, drawing attention from the CTs at the right point, and popping out of pop and main to put the backstab on. The smoke faded. Halzak is back to spawn watching Ivy, and there's the timing of the flash from Pop. Rush is in with a kill. Config follows. It's a nice dig. Heat any more from you, bud? There's a low player on the green train, but he's nailing shots. Config with another, and it's all on Harry. A long way away. Surely 7 for Cole.
And this is where things get interesting for Complexity, right? Like, they get ahead after winning that force buy, and it set them up nicely to close this gap a little bit and really apply a lot of pressure towards Dig over on the CT side. Now Halzer keeping some money to try and bring that AWP out. Obviously that'll be in the following round. This one should just be a nice clean Complexity round all day long, although
You what?
don't want to speak too soon, not when Heap's got his deagle out and he's looking to be a bit of a menace with it. Molotov forced up into heaven. Now someone should be ready for this. Oh no, the USP's getting another down to the 2-on-3. And this is where you're hoping that they're able to kind of rein it in a little bit, but the bomb now dropped over here on the bomb train. Heap allowed to get out of heaven as well. And I don't know if this is info that Complexity have. Forest is beginning a very lengthy wrap round as well, so Heap just has to buy time for Forest to be effective here. Needs to stay alive, and JKS cutting him down. Least has dealt with that threat. This might minimize the effectiveness of this flank from Forest, and it's definitely going to, because they've taken the bomb to B. They're out of there. They want nothing to do with that A-bomb site.
Well, it does mean that Forrest could pick up a rifle. But with half health, it seems he will take what he can get from that. He loves his rust coat knives. Kind of a signature of Forrest. I think he's got the, what are the double stabbies called? The shadow daggers.
Shadow daggers.
On one side and then the BFK on the other. I'm pretty sure he's got more than that as well.
See, shadow daggers are the ones that when you equip them, they offset your crosshair, don't they? Or they don't, but they,
I love how many people get triggered by that because it's so irrelevant. I think it's hilarious.
No, it actually, yeah, doesn't it just wobble the FOV?
So it's something it's doing, but it's like, it does. It's a knife. Who cares?
I'll be honest, I'm one of the people who gets triggered by it, purely because nothing else does that in the game apart from them and the R8.
That's what makes them special.
Yeah, but it just feels weird. It messes with the consistency in my head. Like when I pull my knife out, I'm not used to things shaking around a little. I guess it's because there's like two of them, so it's harder to pull out, maybe.
Yeah, two would be harder to pull out. Forrest and Sandwich with the rifle. This is a buy round for both sides now as the gap starts to close. Flamer running away from main as the aggression comes through. You can see some spray from his teammates, but JKS is going to get exploded. Surely survives with 1 HP and rescues the bomb as well. Scary start to the beginning of the round.
Should not be standing, absolutely not in this round. Heap is still low as well, so even Stevens right now. Flame holding for a main push, 3 moving up Ivy. How's it with his eyes from far with the AWP? Can see them get into position. Unless they smoke his side, the flash will get them into spawn, but Forrest is right there, ready and waiting with another. The AWP is heard in this position as well, so that it's a good amount of info for Dig. If the AWP crouch peeks here, Halzuk's got to hit it, and he does in the face onto Yugi. So probably B, right? That bomb almost dies in pop. Freiburg sees the leg. And they're actually going to double drop as well. Oh, Freiburg, how many has he got here? Oh, both. Rush is looking the wrong way.
Oh, no.
Not sure how that one's supposed to work.
What's happened there?
The moment they were doing the double drop, when one of you's 1 HP and the other is 30 HP, that's just like asking to get double killed, isn't it? You know, Yugi's dead before they even hit the ground. And so Rush then just kind of accepted his death, looking at the floor like, well, you know, we tried.
That was very strange. Well, they were fortunate not to lose a player early. Again, JKS escaping that HE grenade of 1 HP. I think the bomb was down ladder at the time, unless I was reading the radar incorrectly.
No, he got the bomb out of there. Yeah, no, you were dead on. So that could have been even worse if you think about it.
On the plus side for Dignitas, there's only 1 Deagle in the hands of Complexity for this round. Because things could become painful. Even in a round such as this, Config's got armor and the MAC-10. At this juncture, they've only got a smoke and no flashes to try and activate this MAC-10 to create some space. So perhaps one of these Pistoleros will have to sacrifice his life to make some space. Bomb plant would be very nice indeed. There's that glorious HE again. I really must learn the lineup for that. And another one. Spotted now by Harry, drops an incendiary. That'll buy some time for Forrest to rotate, who could throw a molly of his own. Seems Cole will go to a plan B.
Plan B being site A. And that smoke, oh, he's going to try and block it. He sees it, and that's good info. They know it's an A rush. Oh, the mow down. Heap helped out by his teammates. Managing to clean it with no problem, no issue at all. No deaths even for Dignitas on the anti-eco. B play denied, and the pop play not much more successful either. Dig are rounding the corner to this first place, to this decider matchup. The rematch versus OG that really could be a lot of fun. But a few rounds away and Cole could be eliminated from this tournament with nothing.
Look at that, Freiburg. Perfect little header onto the smoke. To collar him with this investment, and you're hoping it can do something for them. You know, they started to find something at least on this T side after winning that force buy in the second round. Ever since Dig put their first on the board, they've just been picking up more and more speed again. Money's in their favor now as well, right? You got the AWP on Halzerk, and that's uncontested by the side of Complexity. Looking like they might just try and explode in towards this A site with a bit of utility getting lined up. They've got JKS trying to take the pop dog, but already Blame's been naded out of main. That's a disaster. The smoke down as well, just to add insult to injury. This kill isn't tradable now for Complexity, and they know it. So they've just got to kind of concede that. They go, all right, well played, Dig. They now play this round out in a 4-on-5, and they've got to look elsewhere for that equalizer.
Smolly for the outside. Nobody appears to be in the ladder room. Complexity biding their time. Sub-minute mark now as they head towards B. And Dignitas are quite committed to the A bomb site, so the rotation will be a bit longer. Forrest trying to stay alive now, understands what he needs to do, but JKS has a superior angle. 3-on-3 as the molly starts to fly in towards connector. Zerk makes his way towards CT spawn. Freiburg and Heap will have to be patient. The mollies continue, which is really going to kill some time.
Yeah, they got kits though on all three players and lots of grenades. Can't be spending too much time fumbling with them though. Need the kills. Freiburg's got one. Yugi looking at the back. They're all coming from the spawn side though. He can't continue the spray, and Halzerk finishes off the third blink, and you miss it. It's a flawless retake for Dig in the 3-on-3. 14 rounds. It doesn't get much easier for Cole.
That's kind of rough, man. It feels like, you know, maybe if you tried to play around the bomb, right, backed up and fallen off a little bit, there might have been more of a chance there for Complexity. Like, admittedly, they didn't know that all three players were coming from Con and CT, but that's information they would have had if that had just been a little bit slower. The fact that they don't just see JKS as like a sunk cost at that point in time, right? Like, yeah, he gets caught by the Con players. They then look to try and trade it. They look to take those gunfights and make something of it. And that comes back to hurt them in a very big way. Dignitas onto 14, no money for Cole, so they've partially fought, and they're going to try deal a B rush to Dignitas. Now, haven't had too many of these. Halzerk backing up with the AWP. No scope is in. Can he get any more? They're up inside of the bomb site, so Halzerk getting pressured, needs some support. Harry's here, and it's Heap doubling down in the meantime to keep this in favor of Dignitas. It's all come crumbling down for Cole as they get into the B site, but they just don't get the kills. They never have that site clear. The bomb plant can't come through. And so Dignitas one away from taking this 2-0 and having Complexity be the first team to make an exit here from CS Summit 7.
Credit to Halzerk as well. Once he realizes the rush is coming, he has to keep that AWP out of the hands of those ecoing players moving back. And at least if he goes down in that position, his teammates have got cover, so they can limit what can be done for Complexity, who are maybe on their last buy now. The rifles are out once again for Complexity. Keep very quickly into the ladder position. We've got Blameless lurking. Oh, Freiburg. Is it Freiburg who's around the IV position? He was sandwiched between two Molotovs. 34 HP. Had to put a smoke down. Got some map control in the meantime. Remainder of Complexity towards B. Well, that could be a meaty one. Flashbang avoided. Harriet rounding the corner, but Config's on the way.
Oh, that's a beautiful entry. Running until the final possible second. Blame with another on the pop player, and now that's just a save. Straight up called out of the gate from Dig. They want nothing to do with it, and fair enough. Yeah, well, they have the money. 2 kills coming through that quickly. Any chance at a flank denied. No B kills on defense. Unrealistic round for Dig. So yeah, give Cole the respect, give them a 9th, and that's a big round to, you know, keep your money intact come back in with a full buy following. And, you know, over time, not off the cards in this one. Last game, it felt like it was just too little in the first half to actually do anything. But Cole, they got 5 rounds on their CT side. They managed to pull together 3 at the start of the half. And now, yeah, okay, it's not a great position, but 6 in a row isn't the hardest. Isn't the most unforeseeable turn of events. So let's see if Cole have it in them.
Money's not terribly bad for Dignitas for the rounds to come. Again, complexity playing catch up. Exchange of incendiaries down Ivy, which will result in a smoke. Null Circle leaves that alone for now. We can see he's focused on main, helping his teammates make some aggressive plays. But once more, we've got a favor towards the B bomb site. This will be a very important angle. Oh! The jiggle, very important. And again, Harry not wanting to go one and done. He will fall back and play with his teammates as best he can. But again, look at the rotation. Look how long it's going to be. They really got to perform here, Dignitas. Maybe one is not enough for Harry. Still got Heap lurking in the fight, trying to stop the push through. Down goes JKS. Man advantage for the time being, but not for long. As Config evens things up.
Oh, nice shot from Yugi. Couple more like that and maybe complexity are onto a 10th. Freiburg dropping down. Oh, he's gotten close. And Yuki hasn't heard him in spite of the footsteps. Now the swing comes in from Config. And he's going to mop that up at least. Forest now all alone. 1 on 3. Pretty tall order. And there's the kill from Blame to put 10 on the board. Cole reaching double digits.
All right.
You know, still not at that point yet where you're feeling at all comfortable for complexity. But they are grinding their way back into this game. And T side, you know, it's an all right place to be for these comebacks to happen. Once you get a kind of handle on the economy and you force, you force Dig into these situations where either they're having to save out of not wanting to throw the game away, or they are, you know, losing rounds and then following up with an eco. It's a great place to be because essentially you're getting these victories and they feel like 2-for-1s almost. You just don't want it to be like Overpass, right? Where it's like too little, too late. Like you finally get a couple of rounds, but it's just so insurmountable. There's no getting back into it. And that's what this could be. Because all it takes for Dignitas is like one big round out of someone like Harry or Heap or Halzerk even, who gave us that great like AWP 4K, right? If one of these guys pops off in one of these rounds, it can all be stolen away. And all of this little streak is for nothing.
Dig will start with 4. On the A-bomb site. Freiburg swinging straight into his Doom by sandwich. Not expecting Blamef to be out that fast, but that gives an early advantage as Blamef completely repositions now. Oh, touches the molly. He's got to be careful. Did so much damage as well. Does more damage towards the end, these mollies. So it can prove to be very painful. JKS can swing through the smoke for support for Blamef should he need it. Make some space for himself now as Heap starts to creep. In the meantime, Config's made his way through the Ivy smoke round the back, so there are big problems for Dignitas.
Ooh.
Not just but because of the numbers. 1 versus 5 now. Everyone's been deleted. Very expensive round for Dignitas. Zerk with $100 in the bank. Just wants to stay alive. We'll see how much they chase him. First it'll be Config. No damage done. Bomb planted for complexity. Cap looks to close to just 4 rounds now. Also being hunted. Now the round is truly over. You never know.
4 rounds. Very achievable, very attainable. Suddenly, Coles start to feel a lot more motivated when you realize how close this one actually is. Dig a little bit nervous maybe as they have yet to close this series out. And we know that Nuke is a good map for Cole as well, that final map of the series, if we get there, so... There's a chance, guys. There's a chance. Let's see, though. Dig, rather. Another eco. Dig's out. Kit on Harry. Still the chance to win a retake round if things get interesting. Nice Little escape for JKS with a Molotov. He smacks down. That player's trapped in front of the fire. And Freiburg is dead. Heap with one. Hauser gone. And Blame, spotting a player coming through the smoke, continues to lay down the fire. 4 on 2. Surely 12 for Cole. No Deeg for Heap. And Harry behind.
Consider this a tactical timeout for Dignitas to discuss how they've been breached and where to go next. Have a good buy in the next round regardless. Stealing a rifle would be fantastic. He has a kit as well, so... Ooh, the AWP though, be too tempting not to hold on to. Out comes JKS, won't land the shot. And then it was only 3. String around from Complexity on the T side of train. Not that easy to do, but they're doing it.
And this is what I mean about these T-side comebacks, right? You might look at this and you say, well, Dignitas have got 3 more chances, so all should be, you know, still doable. In reality, it's more like 2 chances, right? Like, you're only going to have 2 full buy rounds here, so... Pressure's really on. Look at Blame F, man. He's looking a lot more confident as well, really trying to create space for the rest of his team. Kind of see this stuff from guys like Carrigan a lot on this map, right? Barreling out through main, getting aggressive and leading from the front lines. Trying to be that guy creating space, but in this round, gets a little more claustrophobic now, doesn't it? They've lost Blame F outside. And Complexity, this could be where they pause, they slow it down, right? They look to reset a little bit, but instead they might just commit into this site thanks to these Ivy players getting out and about into the fray. Ooh. Rush with the double, and that's made this all doable now. Yugi on the crossfire is there. Harry left in the 1v2. And he doesn't know the whereabouts of Config just yet. Yugi's all the way back in main as well, having to retrieve the bomb and now move into the site. And Config's just homed in on connector. Harry should be dead if he walks this corner, and indeed he is. 13 now for Cole. And this is what we're saying, right? You really only have these 2 full buy rounds. So that was one of them. Now you take a partial here. If you don't win that, it goes over to 14, which should be the case, right? And then that's it. You're buying up against 14. So overtime on the cards, and you've got 1 more investment to make the difference.
It's the Ivy take that round that really wins it for Cole, right? Despite how's like getting the pick with the AWP on Blame in Olaf and Molly smoke combo comes out. That forces Hauser and Forest to both wrap backlines and come out AWP bomb to the site. And Cole are given all this room to take CT, to take Ivy, and to split A. And then they do it perfectly with pop and main timings as well. If that Ivy play doesn't come through, if the AWP even stays there, maybe that's a better round for Dig, but they were just pinched from all 3 positions on this A site. Good timing for Cole. Pistols again. As you say, Harry, we have to wait. We have to give Cole that 14th. Blame, as he's often been, up to his usual tricks on this A site. He's cleared it out. He's commed it over. The bomb plant can happen. He's just walking B. I like how they're actually not rushing this one. They're not planting. They're not even making noise on A because they know that Blame can kill players on B. They're not going to rotate till they hear them. And that's funny as hell because Blame, a seemingly free kill, but he has great cover to his teammate above the train. And Dig, you know, I won't go as far as saying they're going to win this round, but they could certainly make things interesting.
Not a bad start. Think the swarm. Okay, hold on a second. 5 versus 3. There's reasonable time here. Oh, maybe there's some nervousness now. Yugi with whiffing a shot, lands one on Harry though. Look at the swarm continue. He's finding the 1v1s, however. Up the ladder, down the ladder. Spot one of the last players trying to get a ladder accuracy, but it's not so accurate. And the cleanup will not be too shabby for Complexity. They survived the test. That was looking dangerous for a little while. And there's one more test to come. 14 to 15. Complexity 1 round away from overtime. Been very violent rounds.
Yeah, Yugi's actually looked good, right? He did have that whiff there, which made me a little bit nervous, but then follows up with some great shots. And yeah, he's come alive in some of these T-side rounds of the AWP. So more of that. Rush is performing at top of the board as well, but Blame gone from the fray immediately, trying to play that fast pick out main as he's often been doing. Oh dear. This could all be coming to a bitter end. 6 rounds in a row for Cole. Will that continue? Can they bring it into overtime? Or are Dig going to shut it down after such a nice try? Rushes in the yard. Smokes are down. Dig are hiding behind the player in heaven. Shot in the head is Yugi to pick him out of the ladder. And now Rush's position is even more valuable. Yugi following up with another. This is OT written all over it, and Config with a third. It's all on Harry, who can't get down the ladder. And wait. We're going again. We're running it back. It's overtime between Cole and Dig. This game looked done.
That was a really strong round. Just in terms of utility from Complexity, Dignitas didn't really want to give up the bomb site, and they were just repeatedly trying to find some kind of peak around the smoke, which they were right next to, which basically gave Complexity almost every kill in that round. They had very few channels to peek from, the bomb site itself or around the smoke. Didn't want to back off and just go for the retake instead, and that cost them pretty much all the kills I saw in that round. Just trying to hold on to something they probably needed to give up. Had no way of working together or anything, and here we are in overtime. The opening kill will come from Heat. Got to be careful looking for that gun in case someone else is upstairs. Went outstairs, welcome in that respect.
Oh, Yugi's got his confidence back. Look at him go. He's running smokes with the AWP alone. That's a crazy play for Yugi. You don't often see him go for those audacious moves, so I'm actually a big fan. It's opened up Ivy and the split into A. Forest is watching from backline, but it's already Rush walking around into the site as Config rather, and Yugi. Yugi can post now. Config is clearing out spots, coming down sandwich side. Forest might walk this smoke. Not really much to lose. He knows there's an AWP in play, probably not watching it. Yugi's making noise. Rush and Config with entries. Forest has to get something done, but Yugi, again, quick on his feet and faster with the scope. It's a B plant, which is a big danger, considering Heap's close by, but Rush should have this one easy for Complexity. Another opening kill for Dig that goes nowhere in the long run.
Good thing Rush gets him there, though. That could have been the stick, right? And then that would have been a really rough spot to be in. It's great to see Yugi looking more confident. That's the thing. That's the thing that's always got to me about Yugi. Like, there was that time where he really was someone, you know, everyone was kind of looking at him going, damn, this guy could be about to blow up. But then, you know, when we kind of saw him have his time to shine at the top, the consistency wasn't there at all. You know, like, I think the confidence left shortly thereafter, right, when the results just weren't there. And he had a pretty sharp decline, I think, in terms of, like, his overall value and what people were looking at him for. You know, it went from being, damn, could this be someone who's like, you know, your next Danish legendary AWPer, someone like a Device? And then very, very quickly, it felt like we got the answer, well, actually, no. And it is nice to see him playing confident and looking good, and he has been a real difference maker for Complexity.
Yeah, posting B for a pick as well. Oh, there's a second AWP inside of the B site in the form of Harry. Push through the smoke for Freiburg. No fear, no flash, no need. He's got Config. Another 5-on-4 for Dig. They started this last round off like that, and they did not convert it. Blame, I don't think they know he's here. Freiburg walking in, though. Blame turns. What a flick back with the headshot. Freiburg hits the dink. Blame is now trapped. They need to kill him ASAP before this pop play comes in, but the push is fast, and JKS may die, but Rush gets that trade. Yugi getting the fire, and Hauser trapped on the train. It's down to Harry with the second AWP, and he's nailing shots. Blame dinked from the E-box in a 1-on-2.
We've got Forrest, the old bomb, soon to be joined by Harry. They could line up for him, weirdly enough, though. But I think the angle's being covered by the AWP. There it is, the puncture. Sorry, the deagle, in fact, from Harry will be enough. And the score is tied once again. So many T rounds won. It's very surprising stuff here on Train. But again, a big battle. I can't believe Blamef got that first kill by E-box onto Freiburg, I think it was.
Yeah.
Very unlikely, but not enough on this occasion. 27 kills for Heap now, as is the same for Rush. Haven't mentioned his name too much, but he's got a lot of kills, been an important player. Everybody's turned up on both teams. Who takes the lead into the second half of overtime here? Got 3 Cole players heading towards Ivy. Once again, there are 2 mollies down. Yugi will go for an early peek. Oh, the timing. Horzerk just trying to cross. It wasn't even a flash, it was a smoke, and he's still dead.
Ah, those hurt. Forest will get an equalizer meanwhile, though. So it's not all doom and gloom. Dead in main is Blame, and nade for Freiburg. He's going to spray through 3 players on the other side. Traces can really give away your position here and get you spammed back. He instead sits and watches the smoke. The bombs here as well. Rush walking through as it fades. Oh, Freiburg, that's one. Spray continues, and we know he's got it in him. 2 kills. Flash dropped, and he's going to try and get out of there alive. Even grabs the orb. Concedes the bomb, but keeps a 4-on-2 in the favor of Dig.
Flash would have landed behind the box, actually, which should help Freiburg a little bit. Needs to be a little higher. So Yugi's making a lot of noise. He is also carrying the bomb, however. JKS in the meantime is creeping up from the B bomb site, but there are so many players to find. Let's look towards the bomb site. There we go. Forest down, but where's everyone else? Keep will trade immediately. 12 seconds now. And it will be Dignitas who have that thin lead as they move to the T side. Maybe a relief to no longer be trying to defend, because it proved very difficult versus Complexity.
Yeah, it was 7 rounds in a row for Cole on their T half to get into overtime. Unfortunately for them, only 1 in the first half. But yeah, like, you know, OT, everything goes out the window. The previous 30 rounds forgotten almost. And so for sure, a chance for Cole to still keep this game going, or even bring us to a third. Dig looking to close it. 19 is the magic number. We need 2 for Dig or 3 for Cole. Or we run it right back.
Oh, the opener locked in. Hurzerk there to deliver it. Looking like this might culminate in the B play, and right now, one man is here, and that's him removed. JKS out of the round, and now you know that that B site is going to be ripe for the taking if you know anything about Complexity. JKS offered the man tasked with holding it down solo. They move in. And now into a 3-on-3, but look at Heap on this flank. This could be the difference-making play, the defining moment for Dignitas. No one is even considering it on the side of Cole. Heap, is he going to play the trigger discipline, or is he just going to take every kill he can? There's one. There's that first, and now he sees a second. Oh, the spray's a little sloppy, and the trade is found from Config. A fighting chance now for Cole, but they've got to get on this bomb, and they've got to get on it now. There's the kill from Freiburg. And for Blame, the missed jump, has that cost it? It's very, very close, but I don't think he's got it. 18 on the board for Dignitas. Map and series point elimination now on the line for Complexity. They need 2 more in a row to take us to double overtime.
So frustrating when you're looking for the bomb in that smoke and it's in that elevated position. Well then, match point for Dignitas Vi. Complexity will start with 4 into the A-bomb site. Harry again looking to be a nuisance. He's seen the shadow of JKS. He knows exactly where JKS is. That's why you've got to have your shadows on high settings. The lower your settings are, well, the higher they are, the further away you can see the shadows from. Something to bear in mind at home. There's the entry onto the B bomb site. Again, that was enough information to just go for the play off the fly straight away. Bomb being planted, no one in the B bomb site, just Jet for Complexity. Just now, Blame coming in from the back, Freiburg swinging, but not landing the spray. Very forward smoke to make this retake even harder.
Oh, there's many of them, though. There's walls of smokes. Cole kept out, cordoned from the bomb site. Forest is playing them as well. Oh, how many will he let go past? None. He gets shot from above. Config with a kill. Oh, the AWP is low as well. Heap's pushed up. He hears the rap from Config. He knows, but he can't do anything about it. Yugi's looking for flanks, and Hurzerk's trapped in the site with a shot. Heap with another. It's all on the AWP. Blame back in the connector. Low HP, and Heap is going to dart out of there, just playing the bomb, just playing the elimination. And I think he's done it from time alone. Blame runs, but he can't stay. And needed complexity eliminated in last place from CS Summit 007, and Dignitas, they hold on. They have a lifeline, and they go to face OG in the decider match of Group A. What a game for Dig, and as much as that must hurt for Cole, like a well-earned win from Dignitas, who have looked pretty damn good all tournament long.
Yeah, we definitely saw some great organization from this Dignitas roster. From map to map, some great plays, great presence of mind there as well. And again, good information. And just going back to that last round once more, like if you're at the top of B and your shadows are on the lowest setting, I don't think you see JKS in that position. So if you play low settings, just make sure your shadows are on high, because the higher they are, the further away you see shadows from. And that can be the information which can win you a match potentially, as we just saw there.
Good tip,
yeah.
Harry. Turn it up.
Yeah, no, man, I always play shadows on high. Don't worry, James has said all this stuff so many times. I was so accustomed to knowing this now, thanks to him. Yeah, but no, that's kind of this series put to bed. We're going to talk about it a little bit more when we come back from the break, so stick around.